Kirsten, the Problem Solving Teacher and Teachers Pay Teachers author. If you like my videos, remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Today we are going to be talking about 3 powerful personal growth books for entrepreneurs who love reading. Reading is a great way to continue growing every day. It can be hard to find the time to read, so I check out audiobooks. Like, if I did not have audiobooks, I would not be reading. If they were not easy to download to my phone, then I would not be reading. I have just been getting back into my reading routine after an app change and a break. These are some of the books that I read during quarter 4 of 2022. So, Smarter, Faster, Better by Charles Duhigg. This book is all about how to be more productive. It is a book that I've read before, but because I've been in a slump, I decided to pick it up again. All the same tips were still there. I've shared some of them with you. I've read them in other places too. And I read it as more of a refresher than anything. This book uses stories and examples from schools to celebrities to explain how to do things smarter, faster, and better. It's a very engaging book, even the second time. The next book I read is The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. Apparently I wanted to read the 2 books of his that I've read before this month. So it's another reread. I've always wanted better habits. I mean, who doesn't want better habits? I'm pretty sure everybody wants to have better habits, both in my personal and professional life. I want good habits because if I can do the work to form good habits, then life is just going to be easier. So many things that we do happen just because they are habit. And this book explains the cue, action, and reward. So that's the habit loop. There's a cue, something that makes us want to do our habit, the action, which is the habit we actually do, and the reward, the thing that makes us feel good after. So it's a loop. So he talks about how we might be able to change the habit loop, how we can change the action of the good habit. So, if you have a bad habit and you're trying to change it, you want to change the action. You're still going to have the cue. You're going to still have a reward of some sort. But if you change the action, hopefully you can find a reward that is just as satisfying as the old one. So he gives some suggestions about how to do it in your own life, how to make it happen, what might work, what might not, and just kind of walks you through the process of what you might be able to do to build better habits. The last book I read this quarter was Get Good with Money by Tiffany the Budgetnista Alici. Sorry about the last name. So this book was another reread. I decided to reread several of the financial books that I've read in the past. Finance is a bit scary for me because though I was always taught money is money, just money, it's gonna come, it's gonna go, it's not something that we should stress over or worship. Having money and making smart decisions with it makes life easier. It makes life easier. It's not that my family was like in a bad place financially, but our budget was tight. Fortunately, we found out that my husband's getting a promotion and a raise, so that's going to make us in a much better place. It's going to make things not so tight. However, I don't want to start just spending money because we know he has this raise coming. I don't want to put us in a bad place financially because we go overboard with the raise. So the last time I read this book, I was trying to make a budget work for us. I was trying to see how I could get us in a better place financially than we were in. And this time when I'm reading it, I'm expecting that if I do everything the same that I have been for the last year, that money won't be tight and we should have a little bit of extra. And I want to see what to do with that money so that I'm making good, smart choices for the future. Things that are going to benefit us long term. So if you haven't read Get Good with Money, who doesn't need to get better with money? Check it out. All of these books were great reads. They're engaging, they are interesting, and you'll get a lot out of them. If you have questions about any books, or if you have some book suggestions for me, I would love more book suggestions. If you have some book suggestions for me, leave them in the comments below. Have an awesome day.